All right, now that you know where you want to hunt, it's time to create a hunt area, and this is really easy to do. Simply get into the mapping tab of the Huntwise app, and then you're going to navigate to the bottom right-hand corner. There's an orange button with a white plus symbol. I'm going to simply click on that, and then right up from the bottom, you're going to see Create/Offline Hunt Area. If I click that, that brings up the 3 different ways to create the shape for your hunt area. You can simply select parcels if you have the landowner information turned on, or you're a pro or an elite user, or you can go to manually draw. You can create any shape you'd like. You can select more than one parcel. You can select half a parcel, things like that by manually drawing. The other option is fit to screen. And what that does is that's going to use whatever you're zoomed in and out as on your phone screen. It's going to fit that hunt area to that. For this one, I'm going to hit select parcels. Now I'm going to select this single parcel here. As you'll see, it turns to an orange shade. Now that lets me know that that parcel is selected. I'm then going to hit save. Now I'm going to want to name this something unique that's easy to remember and easy to find. I'm going to name this one Squirrel Hunt 2025. Because every time I hunt here, it seems like I see a ton of squirrels. I'm going to hit done. And that brings up the option for downloading for offline use. Now you have 3 different options here: low, medium, and high resolution. If I click on the different ones, you'll see the amount of information that it's going to download depending on the resolution. Now if you have the space on your phone, I recommend doing the high resolution. It's going to give you all the detail possible. So I'm going to simply click download. And what that does is it downloads in the background all the information for this hunt area, including your maps. Now the next thing to do is to drop some markers. There's 2 different ways to do this. The first way is to simply zoom in and navigate using that center white hash mark in the screen. I'm going to place that into a spot where I know there's a scrape, and I'm going to add a scrape marker here. So once you have that center hash mark lined up where you want it, I go back down to that orange button in the bottom right-hand corner, I click on that, and then I hit add marker. Now you'll see the 4 that pop up are going to be the 4 that you've recently used. You can also hit that far right one that says more, and that's going to give you all the markers that we have. There's a ton of different ones in here, so you can find whatever you need. Like I said though, I'm going to add a scrape one here. So I'm going to hit scrape, and I'm going to name this something to remember it by, and that's going to be Northfield Scrape. I'm going to click save. And it's as simple as that to add a marker. Now the next way to do it, and I'm going to add a different type of marker to show you a couple other things, is to navigate kind of in the area you'd like it to be. The center hash mark doesn't have to be there. And I'm going to simply click and hold with a single finger, and that drops a marker, simple as that. For this one though, I'm actually going to add a tree stand one because I want to show you a couple other options here. Now for all markers, you want to name them something unique. So this is Northfield Stand. And all markers have this option here, and that's the more options spot. You can add images and notes, almost like a journal entry if you want. For this one, I'm not going to. I'm just going to hit cancel. I'm going to hit save. And what you'll see is there's a different menu that pops up, and this is for tree stands and blinds. Now this is your ideal wind direction. This is how you build out your WindCast algorithm. It's going to give you, right at your fingertips, the best stand locations based on wind direction for those days. Now for this one, I want to be setting here when there's any sort of south wind. That's everything from a southwest to a southeast, because all those deer are moving to my south. So whenever there's a south wind, my wind isn't blowing into them. So I'm going to click southwest, south, and southeast, and you'll see a little cone being made there. That's the direction that your wind is blowing on those winds. I'm going to hit save, and now I have 2 different pins, 2 different types of pins added to my hunt area. Once you've gone through and you've built out all your different markers, you've got everything set for this hunt area, you may want to share it with somebody. So the easiest way to do that is to simply navigate using the map menu. And once you're in that location, up top here, you're going to see invite and open. Now the other way that I prefer to do it is to use the button on the right-hand side that looks like a little folder icon. If I click on that, you're going to see all my hunt areas pop up. And they're right here, simple, easy to click on. The one we just created, Squirrel Hunt 2025, I'm going to go ahead and click Invite. And that brings up the menu to either type in a Huntwise username, or you can type in a contact either through your text messaging or email. For this one though, I'm going to use the Huntwise username. Once I type their name in, you'll see the different usernames pop up for them. I'm gonna simply click the one I want, and this brings me up to the menu that I can either add them as an admin if I'd like, if you really trust them. You can give them permission to either invite users or edit markers as well. Now for this person, I do trust them. It is me, it's a second account. I'm just gonna hit user as an admin. Now there's an ability where you can turn off different options depending on what you wanna do, like I said. I'm gonna grant access, and now that's gonna send a notification to them. And once they accept that notification, they have now become an admin for this hunt area. The last thing I want to show you guys is how to download a hunt area for offline use. It's really simple. You're going to navigate to your My Content, which is the button that looks like a folder on the right-hand side. You're going to click on that, and that's going to bring up all your different hunt areas. It's going to bring up your markers, and then it's going to bring off your offline areas. I'm going to go back into my hunt areas here, and then I'm going to find one that I want to download for offline use. Let's do the Squirrel Hunt 2025 one. If I click on the black download button, you're going to notice that it gives me the 3 different options for resolutions: low, medium, and high. I have plenty of space on my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and download high resolution. That's going to give me the most detail in the field if I lose service or if I have spotty service and it can't download over a network. Now you're going to notice that the button changed to orange. That's how I know it is actually downloaded. You can also double check that by going into your offline areas. You'll notice here that it says Squirrel Hunt 2025. So now I know that this is the hunt area I just downloaded. It's in there. Now say you're losing space on your phone or you need to free some space up for some reason. It's a hunt area you don't use anymore. If you go into this offline area spot, you can also click remove. And what that'll do is it'll remove that information off your phone.